Hi, I'm Khrystyna Klimash, and you're on the podcast Building Digital Products, where we speak about the technologies that can boost your business here and now. And our today's guest is Thomas Capone. He is the CEO of 4 organizations, including the Global Distance Learning Association. He arrived at from near bankruptcy in 2010 to a robust worldwide community of around 6 million members. He is embracing the motto, living, learning, working, and playing in the global cloud economy. Tom champions digital living across various sectors, from e-commerce to telemedicine. He is dedicated to delivering real business results for the association members. Hi, Thomas.
How are you? Good to be here.
Likewise, thank you for coming here. I will start my question list. In your story, you mentioned that you've been selling telecom and technologies to other companies since 1983, initially using tools like fax machines and pagers. How, in your perspective, has the B2B sales and negotiation process evolved over time? Additionally, how do you think companies offering B2B digital services should approach selling their products today?
Okay. Well, first, ask me why I'm wearing a baseball cap. Because we just signed a contract through the NYDLA with the New York Mets, which is a big baseball team here in the United States. And I promised the owner that for the month of March, I would wear a New York Mets hat on every video call I do for the month of March. So I got to keep my promise. Okay, so how about that? Yeah, I've been involved in telecom and technology since 1983. I've been always involved in it and around it. And, you know, distance learning was and is powered by technology. You can't do anything remote without the cloud, without technology, etc. So I just found myself, being very involved in that vertical, distance learning. But as we look at the last 40 years, 40, distance learning really became digital learning. Well, it's just digital living now. It's telemedicine, it's e-commerce, it's remote, it's the cloud, it's cybersecurity. We're on a video call right now that we kind of take for granted. But it wasn't that many years ago that doing what you and I are doing right now, it would be very expensive. It would be cost prohibitive. Okay. So, we're enjoying the new world that we live in where we are thousands and thousands of miles apart, but here we are. Here we are, kind of in the same virtual room. So it's a very, very exciting time, for all of us right now.
Could you please briefly describe the core concept of the big idea behind your distance learning association?
Changing the world through disruptive technology, right? So, like, this is disruptive. The cloud is disruptive. Wireless and mobility, the ability to do the things that we kind of take for granted right now, all those disruptive technologies is at the core of what we do. But the second thing is we are democratizing education. Okay. For a very long time, education, especially higher education, was limited to people that had resources, money, or they happen to live in a part of the world where, college and university education was even available. And that doesn't set right. That doesn't feel right. That doesn't seem to be, the way it's supposed to be. So for many, many years now, the concept of democratizing education, providing the ability for anybody from anywhere in the world to get the highest level of education possible through the disruptive technology. So it's really three things: knowledge, technology, and talent. You add those three things together, and I think that gives a great mission for an organization.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And speaking about our podcast audience, it is individuals who are interested in creating and evolving their digital products. And how could they benefit from participating in your worldwide digital learning association?
Okay. Well, there's never been a better time, in my opinion, to be in business. There's never been a better time, to be in an opportunity where you can literally reach everybody in the world from anywhere in the world in the highest quality way. Okay. So the talent and the creativity that someone might have, it doesn't matter where you live. You could be living in New York. You could be living in Nigeria. You could be living in any part of the world. Okay. It's leveled the playing field. So if you have talent, skill, creativity, imagination, the technology of today has created a global marketplace. And that's exciting. That's exciting. I mean, it used to be you had to live in certain parts of the world to be able to compete. Well, we used to have to go to the office, right? You had to go. You could not function if you did not physically. Well, now your office is anywhere. Your laboratory is anywhere. Your classroom is anywhere. So, this is a great time for a creative person to be in business. I would love for people to come to New York City, right? I love New York City. I'm very biased. I think New York is the center of the known universe, right? But you don't have to come. You don't have to come. We would love you to come. We would love for people to come and visit us and meet with us but you don't need to physically travel in the world today to be impactful and to make a difference.
You also shared that you and your team brought the association back from bankruptcy in 2010 to a membership of 5.8 million across North America, Africa, Asia, and Europe. Could you please share the key strategies or secrets behind this remarkable scale up? What approach did you take?
Well, we started with, the New York. You can see we have double logos now, right? But New York City, when it started many years ago, it was just servicing the five boroughs of New York City. But that's still millions of people. That's the power of New York, right? And then over the many years, it started to service what we call the tri-state area, which is New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, the three states surrounding New York City. There's a term called the New York megaopolis. You can actually Google that, megaopolis. If you looked at the United States from space, you see where all the lights are, right? At night, you can see all the population centers. Well, from Maine to Virginia, the East Coast of New York, well, there's 55 million people. There's 55 million people that live in what we call the New York megapolis. Okay. So it was a natural progression to be able to use technology to service people that live anywhere in that region. When COVID happened, when the pandemic happened and everybody was locked down, well, all you had was remote, right? I mean, that's when Zoom became a verb, right? Everybody got a Zoom account. I mean, I can't imagine. I don't know who doesn't have a Zoom account now, right? At least a Zoom for free. Yeah. Well, other than Zoom, I don't know who could have grown bigger and faster during a pandemic than the Distance Learning Association, right? So it was really a lot of being in the right place at the right time and keeping an open mind to what is possible and what is what is doable via the technology of the day. But then it just seemed to be, well, we kept saying, the center of the known universe, right? We kept saying New York, the center of every. I mean, it's like, yeah, so we're kind of global now. I mean, the United Nations is in New York City, right? I mean, global, right? So it just became natural that we would expand to parts of the world like Africa, Asia, Europe, South America, right? No Antarctica. There's nobody there. There's nobody there right now, right? No need for Antarctica right now. But so like if you go to our website, you'll see our animated logo. It shows the oldest first one, which was the New York Metro Distance Learning Association. Well, now we've got the world, you know, and but it was just really a very natural progression that technology, high speed internet. If you have high speed internet, you can do anything from anywhere. I really believe that to be true. If you have a high speed, stable internet connection, the computer power of today allows you to do some very amazing things. And now here we've got, Apple Pro Vision and Meta. It's like, augmented reality, virtual reality. It's like, what an amazing time. What an amazing time for all of us.
What strategies did you employ to attract world-renowned partners like Zoom, Google, Loom, eSlide, Spearing, and others to your association?
I wish I could take more personal credit, but I think a lot of it is really smart people at companies like Zoom or AT&T or Verizon or Logitech. They recognize that the distance learning world, these are the power users. These are this is the community that uses the products and services that they make, right? Like I mentioned during the pandemic, I mean, Zoom, everybody was using Zoom. Everybody was using Zoom. It became funny where if you were the CEO of a company like WebEx or somebody like that, if you were being interviewed on TV, the interviewer would say, "Well, all you Zoom companies," and you see the guy going, like, right, like, So Zoom became a verb, right? Many times they'll call us, like the Mets called us. They called us to say, "Would you be able to help sell, market, and promote events, virtual events, hybrid events at the stadiums?" Major League Baseball is a partner with Zoom. Zoom does instant replay with Major League Baseball. So a lot of it's being in the right place at the right time. A lot of it is just keeping your eyes and ears open and listening to where the opportunities are. Okay. But I am aggressive. I mean, I show up, right? I'll go to the meeting. I'll take the call, right? But a lot of it is, I believe, when it's a fit, it's a fit. When something's a fit, it's a fit. You don't have to push it too hard. You don't have to force it. It's like when people believe, I'm a big believer in, if people want to do business together, it's going to happen. It's going to be, you could be late for the meeting. Things go. It's still going to happen. Okay, and then the opposite is true too. If people really don't want to do business together, it's like it's just not going to happen. It'll be, oh yes, 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 and it's like you're not. We're not going to do it. So you have to really make sure that you're in alignment and that people are speaking the truth and not just trying to like not hurt your feelings. Like you want to get there as quick as possible to say like, is there an opportunity here? Is there like like, let's be honest. Let's don't worry about insulting anybody. It's like I think everybody would appreciate that, so that we don't waste anybody's time.
My next question from this section is about your personal experience. How do you personally manage holding multiple roles, such as CEO, chair, and director at 4 different companies for decades? What advice would you offer to those who multitask and manage different companies simultaneously?
I always let price be determined by value. Okay, people want business outcomes. They want results. They're looking to reduce risk. They're looking to solve a problem, and you know, price versus value, right? You could put a price on anything, and it's not really addressing the relationship. Okay, so you can put a price on a website. You can say, I charge this much per hour, or I charge this much for some like a page or a piece of code or whatever. But you really want to have the conversation with the customer, with the client, and understand, well, what's the purpose? What are we trying to do here? You know, um, if you can get to that point, then it's not so much price; it's the value of the relationship. Okay, people don't leave a good thing, right? It's like, do you ever go to a restaurant for the first time and it's wonderful, and you can't wait to tell somebody about it? Like you want to tell your friends, you want to, that's the feeling that you want to have. You want to get to the point where people feel like a partnership, you know. Otherwise, you're a commodity. Otherwise, it just feels like very transactional. And I don't think the world needs another Amazon.com. I don't think the world needs another marketplace where it's all automated and there's no people. You know, it's people. People buying from people. People working for people. Okay. Even when AI continues to get more, aggressive, I'd like to say it like this. You hear people saying, AI is not going to take your job, but somebody who has mastered AI is going to take your job. Okay. Well, I like it like, the Star Wars movies, right? Don't think R2D2, think Luke Skywalker plus R2D2, right? Like a team, you know? So, price is a little weird. I think focus on value. If you can properly communicate the value proposition, if you can deliver business outcomes, people will put a value to that. And if you're dependable and trustworthy, and if you're honest, and if you can make guarantees of performance, that's that's what a business person wants. They're not looking to risk. If anything, if you can show them that you are minimizing the risk of a bad decision, you're going to get the deal.
Right now, we are moving to the next section. I will give you 2 options and you just need to pick the one. Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Great. Coffee gatherings, online or offline?
Online.
Zoom or Loom?
So
Selling in 1983 or 2024?
2024.
Thank you, Thomas, for coming to our show.
Perfect. This was one I enjoyed this. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Hit like and subscribe button to not skip the following episodes. Bye!